today is like final day on this safari. Unfortunately, all good things come to an end, right? So safari is like our final day. So I just wanted to give a resume about some of the things which happened on the safari, and we want to hear from you also. But my memories about the safari, particularly, and I noticed how many devotees there are all over, everywhere we go. So many devotees. We were in Saptagram and there were 10,000 people came for the installation of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya there. That was in the very beginning of our safari, second or third day, Saptagram. Saptagram, we read about it in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the purports there, Prabhupada writes about it, talks about it. We had a chance to go there and be there and see the play. Very special. Remember, it was a long journey, very difficult, narrow roads. Somehow we got there. We could never have the opportunity to visit these places normally. So very, very fortunate that we could go and see this place, Saptagram. And then in Calcutta, of course, we had a big program there in Calcutta for one day in Sangha. Many devotees all came. Jayapataka Swami Maharaj also came. We had a big gathering, 3,000 or 4,000 people in that big Viva Bangala Convention Hall, Vishwa Bangala Convention Hall. A nice gathering. You could see again so many devotees coming, even though it was a working day, still so many people came. And from Calcutta, after Calcutta, then we had another big program at Bhadra. Of course, we saw the installation of the deities there. And Jayapataka Swami gave initiation, 400 people. So many people coming to Krishna consciousness and the development of our Krishna consciousness movement going on in a big way. And now today we've come here, we're in this Dvija, this big Jagannath temple, which is built by the government. So it's very wonderful that the government are taking on the responsibility to build the temples. And we will come and manage for them, take care of it for them. It makes it very nice. We don't have to worry about collecting funds and putting up the building. The government do it all, and we will just come and do the puja and the kirtan and the preaching. So that's how it was when Srinivasacharya, remember we told the story about Srinivas and Shamananda and Narada. They were doing the first Sankirtan. They brought the books from Vrindavan. But when they were traveling with the books, bringing them to Bengal, in the night, thieves came and took away all their books. And then Srinivas, he stayed there to try to find out what happened to the books. And then he went, at one point he went to the king's palace because the king was having Bhagavad classes They were having discourses on the Bhagavatam, and the king's pandit was giving classes. But Srinivas went there, and when he heard the pandit speak, he heard he was speaking all the wrong philosophy. And so Srinivas corrected everything, pointed out all the mistakes in the presentation. And Srinivas got the king, and all the people in the court, they all became his disciples. And then the king began to build temples. So when the government support and they build temples, then it's very nice. Everybody is encouraged to become Krishna conscious. So I think my memories from the safari, I'm remembering all these big crowds of devotees, and I'm appreciating how much preaching has been going on over the years, how the devotees have come from Calcutta and Mayapur, and how they've been able to distribute Krishna consciousness to so many places. Just the other day we went to ISKCON Soro. Now Soro was not a very big place, but we saw such a nice temple and so many nice devotees. They were so friendly and so hospitable. We were really impressed to see how nicely the devotees reciprocate everywhere. So I'm encouraged. I hope I can remember how nicely I've been received, and I hope when I go back to my preaching zone, I can encourage the devotees in my zone that we will also try to receive the visitors and take nice care of them and encourage them in their Krishna consciousness. I think we've all been encouraged just by coming and seeing everything, seeing these different places. We have a much deeper vision of the Krishna consciousness movement in this area. How the dynamic preaching is going on, how more and more people are coming forward and taking up Krishna consciousness. And how much can be done? You know, initially we thought, oh, these people, they'll never become devotees. But we see by the patience and determination of the devotees, people are coming more and more. The Krishna consciousness movement is growing very nicely. So we hope it will continue like this. We want to see more and more people coming forward in Krishna consciousness, fulfilling the mission of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all the acharyas. They wanted to see Krishna consciousness distributed. Right? All of the acharyas, they didn't want us to just sit and chant Hare Krishna on our own, but they wanted us to give Krishna consciousness, to go to the people and give them Krishna, let them hear about Krishna. So many nice programs are taking place, and we can see how fortunate we've been just to travel to all of these different places. Certainly, if we were on our own, it would be very unlikely we could ever hope to visit so many places. Sometimes I get invited by the Mayapur tourism to take a group of devotees, and we will go to 1 or 2 places in the day. But we've been so fortunate we could travel for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks we've been moving around, visiting the different places, hearing from the different devotees, getting association and seeing the temples, how nicely everything is going on, how they're developing. So it's certainly very inspiring, and we hope sometime in the future, maybe in the future we can also come back and visit these places. So there's so many of you here. We would like to hear from you also about your own impressions or your feelings.
Suggestions for
Invite the senior, like Bhagavad Amrita, and Kalia Krishna there, and Bala.
Yes, Prabhu. Bhagavad Gita Prabhu.